how do I recognize destructive behavior in a child, and what do I do about it in a quantum universe? And I believe the answer is to first ask yourself, what is the purpose of the universe? Well, I need to have that on the table so that I can say, are these destructive behaviors? And can the child be made to understand that these are destructive behaviors? And to me, the gold standard of the purpose of the universe is, the purpose of the universe is for life to emerge and prosper. And if the child's behaviors are destructive to that purpose, the behaviors are seen as destructive and bad and should probably be corrected. So first we need to have a way of defining what is destructive behavior in relationship to the nature and purpose of life itself. And then the second is, as I said, to try to teach that, okay, let's examine what are the destructive behaviors, why do they exist, where do they come from, and what's the cost of them, what are the benefits of those, and are you clear that you have a choice available to you to continue with such indulgence, and are you aware of what the costs really are, and on the basis of more information at higher frequencies, in other words, knowing this from a broader range of knowledge and experience, now you're in a position to make a correct decision.
So a second component of this, to somebody who would perceive this change of vibrational state as being something that was not of themselves, they did for themselves necessarily, but were getting some help with, is it conceivable that A, they're getting the tools through having a higher vibrational state to react to changes in their environment and their circumstances, and B, that those vibrational changes that are going on might also at the same time be acting on the probable circumstances themselves around that individual?
Yeah. That's a tough one for me personally because, you know, I've had a pretty nice life. And I think it's likely true that the universe has also made some bad actors out there. Some people who are disturbing human beings. And it's not hard to imagine that they can project things in minds because all sentient beings are interacting with this universal field of quantum holograms and can probably reasonably target individuals, perhaps with malintent. So this doesn't happen to me personally, it seems, very much. I believe that there are very disturbed people who do have experience of this, and I think that this glorious thing I said of looking for the purpose and intent of the universe and then comparing behavior and making simple decisions is more complicated by the fact that there may be something about the universe that's destructive, that's pushing, urging some sentient beings, some people, into a destructive pattern of behavior.
It's interesting too that destructive people of similar vibrations tend to find each other. We think of the terms of vibration, you also think of electromagnetism. And so is there a magnetic quality to people's consciousnesses? And so therefore destructive people tend to find destructive people, creative, whatever people tend to find each other. So there's a context to this vibration as well.
Yeah. I think that's probably true. I've never really thought about that, I have to admit, but just now shooting off the top of my head, I find it easiest to think about creative people enjoying being in the company of other creative people because there's amplification of your own creative tendencies that way. Now, destructive people enjoying being in the company of other destructive people, I don't really know what that would do for the body. I don't know what that would do for the two individuals.
It's a mirror. I mean,
it might be a mirror to help them recognize the destructive behaviors by seeing them in someone else, but I don't know that that's the reason they do it. I think from what you said, people do it because they're comfortable being in the company of other destructive people.